Hey there guys and girls. Yeah, this is a late night one, this one. It's probably about 3 in the morning actually. And I couldn't help myself, could I? I saw this on the shelf. Well, first of all, I was just about ready to get into bed. And I saw this on the shelf and thought, yeah, vehicle mounted Pip-Boy. I really could do with looking at that. It's been sat up there since I was on holiday, just sat up there. On my bed. Well, on my surround sound system. I thought to myself, yeah, I could really do with looking inside that, seeing how hard it is to put the, you know, like a filter, a green filter, over the cathode ray tube, just to try and make it look like an old green screen. Anyway, I've already taken it to bits once, and yeah, I thought, man, I should have videoed this. So I just thought, yeah, I'll put the case back on it a bit, just to make it look good, and then show me taking the case off it. You can see it's a lovely little flyback transformer in there. Beautiful little thing. Dead nice. And that was the front of it. Not broke it in any way. Someone's had it off before because there is some, I don't know if you can see that. Oh yeah, you can. Oh yeah, look at that. Some surface scratches, and that's on the inside of it. So someone's had this off before. Looks like they've been cleaning it with a, I don't know, a Brillo pad or something. A pan scourer. But yeah, that little wire there is for the aerial, the rod aerial, which is sadly snapped on this. And that's for the speaker. But I just pull the case off it again. I've already pulled the buttons out. I've dropped one on the floor. It's down there somewhere. You do not want to see my bedroom floor. It's a right mess. I also pulled the little solid state thing out. Not much to it. But yeah, I thought I'll just pull that out. Well, let me just try and take this casing off. Now it comes apart really, really well. You have the back here. Now I see how I thought to myself, because someone's tried to take it apart before, but obviously failed because they've jammed screwdrivers or something in the plastic Allen keys, and obviously it didn't do anything. Turn, because they don't do anything. They're just for show. You open the back up and there's 4 screws, and this has the most awesome, right, it's got to be the most well designed power system, you know, transfer from the battery pins that connect the, you know, the things to connect to the D-cell batteries to the case. There's no wires. It literally uses the screws that hold it to the rest of the case as the power pickup point. So when you unscrew that and take the back off, you think, oh, I'm going to have to unplug wires or cut them and then resolder them. Oh no, there's none of that. This is a Sony device. Sony is really good for this. And what they do is they use, like I say, the 2 mounting points. So you've got a positive there and a negative down here. And that's what it uses. It's a fantastic design. Let's see if I can position this light somewhere better. I don't know if that works any better. Yeah, talk about drinking some. I should probably go and chuck those in the kitchen sink. But, yeah. Right, enough yapping, and let's start taking this case off. Where shall I put my thing? I'll put it over here. Try and turn it around so I can see the screen. Right, this comes off nice and easy. You just literally push, and the whole front comes forwards. The back comes sliding out, so I'll put it on its front, like that. Make sure you unplug the wires, and it just comes off nice and easy, just like that. Now, I am quite tired. It starts making time, so I'm trying not to do anything to damage this. Just check out some of this 80s style soldering here. Nice. What a lovely little TV. Just put the camera down and sit it on its base again. We'll check out that magnificent little black and white tube as well. There we go. And it's on top of my laptop. No such thing as LEDs on this thing. Check out that. Beautiful. It was a bit dusty inside, so I'll give it a bit of a brush out. It's got that old electronic smell. You know, it's sort of like burning out. Like warm electronics smell. But obviously it's not been powered up for about a month now. It's like, you know, like CB radios, the old-fashioned CB radios. Yeah, it smells like that. All the capacitors are still in good condition. There's no bumps, there's no nicks, there's nothing. Nothing's vented. This must have been a really low-use little TV. Everything's in really good condition on it. It'd be a shame to wreck this thing, believe me. That's why that's why I'm trying to not break it. I mean, it's like the old-fashioned days where all of the switching on and off is all done through the main switch on the front, which is one of those pull me out jobbies and turn me for the volume. Old tech. And of course, it's I wonder if they're supposed to be together now. They won't fit together. Too much tension on the wire. Yeah, of course, it's 240 volts going from the plug up to the switch, and then that goes into the little tiny transformer that's on here. Nice little transformer there. Not seen any bridge rectifiers on this, so it must be an AC. It can't be AC, it must be a rectifier in it somewhere. I'm not sure where, I can't see it. It's got DC input too. And obviously on this thing there is no... Yeah, I wonder what the rectifier is. I can't even see a diode bridge anywhere. A bunch of diodes. Oh, there's got to be one somewhere. Yeah, I'm not too fussed about that anyway. But, yeah, like I was saying, I've got DC input, but I've got no AV input on this, so I'm going to have to do everything through phono input. It's phono? There's not even phono, so I mean RF input. Now, I went down to the old scrapyard and I managed to find myself one of these guys, which is for... Come here. I put it up on the shelf with the TV so I knew where it all was. And it's an old Sony PlayStation 1 RF input, or should I say RF output. So you got phono in there, plus 5 volts through that, which is your outside pins negative and your inner pins positive. And one of these two, I can't remember which side it is now, gives you your picture. Oh, and sound, of course. I could put sound through it as well. So yeah, one of these things, made in the Philippines. So yeah, channel 36 is what it runs on. And funnily enough, you put the dial channel 36 on this, and guess what? It works as long as you put power through that thing. And to put power through that, I was using my camera charger for this camera that I've got, because that takes 5 volts input to charge it up. Oh yeah, let's have a look at that tube. I've been neglecting that, haven't I? You wanna guys? I wanna have a look at that. So that's what it is, made in Japan, where all the good stuff's made. Pretty much the world leaders in technology, aren't they? The Japanese, they're pretty good people nowadays. Some of the stuff they've got. Yeah, it's very nice. Black and white, like I say. No colour selection on it. There's not even any adjustments on this particular TV. Oh, there is. Yeah, I think there is an adjustment there. Focus or something. Looks good. So I've got the hold and the brightness and contrast just down there, which is all done electronically. Oh, that's my LAN messenger. That's telling me that probably my brother shut his computer down. So yeah, as you can see, it's pretty good. Don't want to mess around with anything too much. The last thing I want to do is damage this tube. It's took me a while to try and find a TV this small. Well, one that looks as good as this. I mean, come on, guys and girls. It already looks like a Pip-Boy. Let's face it. If that don't look like a Pip-Boy, I don't know what does. Like I say, it's a shame because on Fallout's Pip-Boy, if you know the game Fallout, if you don't, I recommend you play it. It's a really good game. You've got the screen which is on this side, and you've got all your dials on this side. You see, because I'm in the UK here, and we drive on, you know, the right hand side of the car, that's the side our steering wheel's on, we want all the dials to this side, because this is the side where, you know, we're changing all the dials and things. Just look at that, so cool. Fascinating stuff, isn't it? I love old tech like this, it's great, even though it's not that old. It's older than me, probably. I'm 26, what's that? That's 1988, so... yeah, I bet this is older than 1988. I couldn't find a date stamp on it anywhere. I had to look for one, but couldn't find it. Yeah, it's just the muck on the tube that needs cleaning off. But yeah, like I say, if I could get a nice green filter for this, just stick it over it, or just make a big round filter for it and then just hide it with the cover back over, and then just get a sticker or something that says Voltec over it, just to cover the Sony badge. That'd look cool. You know it would look cool. I mean, come on, that just does look... it does look proper Fallout technology, that Voltec technology. And of course you can, on this particular one, rotate the tube to 90 degrees. Well, that'd be quite cool, especially if you had it hooked up to a computer. Because you know, on the computer you could flip the image to 90 degrees and have your image this way on instead. Now that's something that you'd never see anywhere, that. So how cool is that? I mean, if you really wanted to go to town on the thing, you could even modify it and put a little circuit inside here. There's plenty enough space for it. And you could have a little micro switch on one of the pickups inside, and as you rotated the screen it could automatically flick the picture left or right, you know, yeah, to 90 degrees. There's all the stuff's all out there to do it with, but but yeah, I don't think anybody has yet taken one of these apart yet and shown the insides of it. Sadly, I don't know much about these things. I really would love to. I appreciate the technology and everything. I appreciate it. I do like the technology. I like it quite a bit. I know enough about them to know that they're quite delicate. And if you go around turning all these pots, or should I say, what do you call it, potentiometers, especially some of these iron core, you know, the slug where you can wind them in and out. Okay, if you go touching stuff like that, it breaks them and they'll never work again. Unless of course you know what you're doing and you can recalibrate it all. I remember doing that once with a little tiny radio. Oh man, I was so upset that I wrecked it. It's one of those shortwave ones where it had like 50 bands on it. Well, not 50, but you know what I mean. It had I think it was 12 bands. Shortwave range all the way from, crazy range. I think that was a Sony as well. Huh. Yeah, learn from your mistakes. I think that's enough rambling on, guys and girls, don't you? It's like 15 minutes, isn't it? Oh dear. I really am going to lose subscribers if I keep doing this. But anyway, yeah, like I say, I reckon, yes, it is the old-fashioned MSN sounds, because LAN Messenger uses the old-fashioned MSN sound pack, which is quite nice. Actually a switch to switch from your rod antenna to your RF input, which is what I'm going to use, obviously. I do find it funny how they've put a switch on the AC input, with no switch in there, but what might I add? It must be to try and disconnect the batteries, or maybe some models had its own battery charger built in. I don't know, maybe. I know this particular model, where the panel is on the front, the hole on the front. I'm going to scratch my laptop doing this. Yeah, where this panel is here, you can see there's a hole through and probably some mounting points. There should be another one of these things there for VHF. Because in some countries, I think in America, they used to have UHF and VHF bands. I can't quite remember what frequency the bands were now. I can't even remember what the UK frequency one is. I think it's 480 or 90 megahertz to something crazy like 700 or something crazy, I don't know. But whatever. That's the UK one anyway. The VHF one, I can't remember, I don't know. I've got no idea. But yeah, that's where that one should go on that model. But I took the panel off and thought to myself I could put a nice big rotary switch in there just for show, like, or just the shaft of a rotary switch and just have it sticking out, you know, rather than have the panel that says, you know, what it says. It's, yeah, a bit naff. See, the thing is with this, I'm toying with not breaking it or damaging it in any way, like drilling holes through it. I don't really want to do that because it's too nice for it. And I think in a couple of years to come it might be quite a valuable little TV because there won't be any about. I don't know, maybe. Problem with me is I get too sentimental with these things and I end up not breaking them and just hanging on to them and storing them. But yeah, with this I want it to be a working model, like I say, just have it underneath the dash of the car. And just have, I don't know, what I wanted to do was get terminal text rolling past on the screen. Fallout style terminal text, but yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. It might do, I just need to do some programming. Anyway, I'm going to go now, guys and girls, and I'll catch you all in the next video. So, thank you for watching, guys and girls, and yeah, peace out.